Hello class, my name is Gianni Romero, and today we'll be discussing a sexually transmitted infection known as scabies. So the areas that we'll cover are what is scabies, the signs and symptoms, transmission, the life cycle of scabies, incubation period, diagnosis, treatment, epidemiology, and prevention. Okay, so what is scabies? Scabies is a transmittable skin disease resulted by the female parasite called Scarpotus scabiei hominis, otherwise known as the human itch mite. The parasites burrow into the epidermis of the skin where it lays its waste and eggs. Signs and symptoms. The most common signs and symptoms are intense itching, which is most severe at night, and large rashes made up of red bumps, blisters, and sores. So as you can see on the images to the left, I have an image of the rashes and an actual image of the parasite. Transmission. Scabies is highly contagious and spreads quickly. It can affect anyone via close skin-to-skin contact with an infected person, such as hugs or sexual contact. It can also be spread through crowded living conditions by sharing any bedding, furniture, and clothes where the mites are currently present. In adults, the infestations may surface in areas such as the armpits, the butt, hands, feet, and knees. In children, infestation sites typically surface on different parts of the body, like the face, neck, scalp, and their hands. So here on this slide, we have the life cycle of scabies. So the image to the right details the life cycle on the skin. So first, the adult females deposit eggs as they burrow through your epidermis. Once the egg it's there, then the egg hatches, it releases the larvae. The larvae molt into the nymphs. Larvae and nymphs are found in short burrows called the molting pouches. Mating occurs after the male penetrates the molting pouch of the adult female, and then the impregnated females extend their molting pouches into burrows, laying eggs, and the cycle continues. From the moment you are infected with scabies, you are at risk of transmitting it to anyone, even if symptoms don't appear. So the incubation period. According to the CDC, a person who has never had scabies before can take up to 8 weeks to develop any symptoms, whereas a person who experiences a reoccurrence of scabies may develop symptoms as soon as 1 to 4 days after exposure. Again, like I said, a person exposed to scabies is considered contagious even before the appearance of any symptoms, up until diagnosis and treatment. Here we have diagnosis. Scabies is diagnosed upon the signs and symptoms. Doctors can diagnose it by examining the skin and performing a skin scraping test using a scalpel going sideways and then examining the test under a microscope. Another method of testing is the polymerase chain reaction test, in which the area of infestation is collected by a dry swab and then tested for its DNA. Here we have treatment. Scabies is treatable and curable. Medications used to treat scabies are called scabicides, which is comprised of lotions and pills. They kill scabies parasites and their eggs and can only be prescribed by a doctor. Medications should always be used as directed, and any bedding, clothes, and etc. should be washed in hot water and dried in a hot dryer. To the left, I have some images of the medications doctors usually prescribe. We have the ivermectin tablets. the lindane lotion, crotamidine cream, and permethrin cream. Okay, so epidemiology. Scabies is not exclusive to any particular group of people or region of the world. According to the CDC, it's a common condition that is found worldwide, and it affects people of all races, ages, and social classes. It can be easily spread in crowded spaces, especially due to easily body contact and the sharing of things. The most common outbreak sites for a scabies infestation are nursing homes, prisons, and child care facilities. The elderly, disabled, and people with weakened immune systems are at risk for a much more severe case of scabies, otherwise known as crusted Norwegian scabies. This type of scabies must be treated more aggressively and is comprised of thick layers of crusted skin infested with many scabies parasites and their eggs. They are the most contagious because they can indirectly spread it just by shedding. The highest rate of crusted scabies are reportedly found in the hidden Aboriginal communities of North Australia. Okay, so prevalence refers to proportion of people who experience a condition during a particular time period. And incidence refers to the proportion or rate of people who develop a condition during a particular time period. According to WHO, prevalence estimates range from 0.2% to 71%. Scabies is a global endemic, meaning it is constantly maintained at a base level in a geographic area without much external influences. Scabies is projected to affect over 300 million people globally, most prominent in poor tropical settings with a prevalence of 5 to 10% in children and about 1 million cases in the United States each year. Most cases affect the most vulnerable groups such as children, elderly, and indigenous people in communities that lack resources and are poverty stricken. So here's a study that the US National Library of Medicine National Institute of Health study did. So the studies show that overall scabies prevalence and incidence cases were decreasing from 1990 to 2017. As shown, tropical regions are a major contribution to the emergence of scabies, as well as socioeconomic factors. The prevalence and incidence of scabies increased from ages ranging from 5 to 25 and declining thereafter. The elderly population, ranging from 70 to 90 years old, are rising in scabies reported cases. The trends are most likely related to increasing population in urban settings, migrants, and the elderly. Scabies prevention. Okay, so as we've learned, scabies is spread by direct and prolonged skin-to-skin contact with the person carrying the disease and via shared common spaces and linens. Therefore, according to the CDC, the best way to prevent scabies is by the avoidance of any contact with infested people and things. Another way of prevention is that all household members or people of close contact with an infested person all be treated at the same time to avoid reinfestation. Washing and drying linens in hot temperatures, as well as storing and sealing for a few days, help kill the parasites and their eggs. Scabies can't survive more than 3 days away from the epidermis, and with treatment, children and adults can usually return to their normal life routine the day after. So that was my presentation on scabies. I hope you all learned something and enjoy. And here's my works cited page. Thank you.